suppose, John, this is as good a place as any to start making a record of G3HRI's shack and possessions, really. This is the control unit, which fully remotely controls all the gear, which is upstairs, isn't it, this?
John worked on this for a very long time. It was what it was in major exercises in design. I couldn't do it, even with paper and pencil, and how John stored this in his mind, I can't imagine.
Well, I know the wiring goes all under the floor here, up the staircase, underneath the stairs. You can't see it between here and the actual shack. And it's absolutely remarkable. This is the hub of the whole thing, I think. This thing here is a control unit, wasn't it?
Yeah, the telephone dials in the various units upstairs.
Yeah.
For instance, you switch the receiver on down here, you dial in a number and the VFO comes on up there, and pressing the key switches you can tune the VFO up or down, and then when all correct you turn and dial another number and your HT comes on and away you go. It's a remarkable thing.
So you go from one receiver to the other on this, any of the receivers and any of the transmitters?
Different transmitters, different frequencies, different antennas, I think he had all built in.
Yes, amazing.
It's quite remarkable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can tune the VFO and know where you are exactly from this receiver without actually transmitting outside the building, which is really nice.
Yeah. He did have a small transmitter he used to use from down here, but I think they fed up the area with either a kayaks going upstairs or something, because he's got his 160 metre read here, which was G3NQT's.
Beautiful piece.
A little top band AM transmitter. Got an aerial tuning unit there, which is one of the government surplus types, the Type 126, which was, I think he mainly used for top band there. But this receiver, the HRO, is either for general coverage, or he could listen and monitor himself, I believe, couldn't he, from what he was remote controlling from upstairs.
The good old HRO, of course, it cost £100 in 1934-35.
Yeah.
It was the first real receiver, and they still work.
Yeah.
Wonderful piece of gear, all the corners down below.
That's right. There. Two versions, this is the senior. There was the junior, which was the rack-mounted one, wasn't it? Yeah. And it didn't have an S-meter, and no crystal, but I remember having one of those, the first one. But this is the senior model.
The early ones had glass valves, and the later ones had metal, and they were not so good, they drifted.
That's right. The old UX base ones, weren't they? 43s and 42s. This is the power supply, I think, which runs that top band one.
Yes, yeah.
It's also got a little 2200 GX up there.
And interesting to see that he's got a key, Morse key down there,
yes,
and he's got it built in his key clip filter, which is rather nice. Yeah, it is. It's all there.
Certainly.
It is marvellous. No, I think John must have been at least 10 years putting this lot together, because every time, you know, over the years I said, how's it going, John? And nearly there, he's saying. He really had it all finished, and he's demonstrated it to me not too long ago.
Yes.
Quite remarkable.
I know that when this thing, I've seen it operate, this thing, that when he does dial up, there's all sorts of relays, solenoids and servos as well. Because I think these controls here actually control the servos left and right on the tuning devices on the receivers. So there's a lot of things to see upstairs, I think.
There's a big box of very big relays up there that really clonk when they go on.
Yeah.
It's a super piece of gear.
How long did you know John? When did you first
When he was first licensed in 1955, 6.
Really?
Yeah. He just left school, because it was Worcester Training College.
Yes. I think I met him 1952, I think was when I first heard him on the air. They had 160 metre net in them days, didn't they? Go back before that, I think.
His licence, was it 53, 55? I'm not sure it was. Around that time.
Yes.
In Queen's Road, actually.
Oh yes, that's right.
By Cruise.
Yeah.
Very keen. I once saw him climb up a 30-foot mast. We were on a tour of Britain, DXing, and John came along in Wales, and the aerial was snagged at the top. A 30-foot pole, stayed, guide, and he climbed up to the top. We wouldn't have gone up, but he said he couldn't see the ground, it didn't matter.
No, that's true. There's something here. He's got this dormer window on the roof there, and Frank, I know, come round to help him. He asked Frank Finch, G4, if he had to come round and help him put an aerial on the roof. And when Frank arrived, I believe John was already out on the roof. Climbed up the bit of the roof and half done the job.
You can't see, you don't worry about it.
Oh, no. Well, I suppose so.
That's really good. I think it was nice to start with this, because this was all the grand design he had.
It was, wasn't it? It was completely his idea. He never worked from any books or anything like that. Completely his idea.
And you won't find a circuit anywhere for this.
No.
It's all in his mind.
That's right. It's not with John, I'm afraid. Well, I suppose really we ought to move on up to the museum now and
see
have
some
a
of the
look
really
around there.
old stuff.
Yeah, it's got some wonderful stuff up there to see. Right. Okay. Well, John, this is the other end of the remote control unit that we saw downstairs.
Mighty great relays.
Yeah, solenoids, relays and lot. And this, of course, is some of the wiring here, which come up from downstairs, that lot there.
Quite incredible, the wires there.
Yeah. And not only there, it goes right along behind the speaker here.
Yes.
There's a lot more.
But it interconnects with this gear, that's the point.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really is complicated.
And of course then you've got all the voltage control units down here, the fuses.
Yes.
And,
there's a voltmeter about a foot and a half across, isn't there?
Enormous things. Enormous great things.
Now we've got all kinds of equipment here, some of which is recognisable and some which is not.
Mm. Well, this was his operating position down here,
yes,
wasn't it? This, where he used to do all his operating from.
The R88,
Yeah.
various BC342, an old TU tuning unit, various other home-built things, top band rigs and so on.
Notice a lot of the things have been adapted with
yes, the
braille on
the
them.
braille lettering, that's very noticeable, isn't it?
It is.
Yes, yes, the dials. Really been to work on that.
Sure.
What's inside them we can't tell at this stage.
Yeah. I recognise that. Do you recognise what that is there?
This thing?
Yes.
I know the dial, but I don't know what the gear is.
That's a 2IQ converter, the first 2-metre converter that came out after the war using 6J6. Do you remember?
Right.
It's Cascade, 3 of them.
Probably Roy's.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This looks like the top band rig was using recently. This is to do with it, the microphone in. It's a part of a Geloso, I should think. It looks like it's part of a Geloso rig.
Yeah. That's a Edison dial, that one, isn't it?
This is a very nice receiver, the RCA. It's the one built after the R88 for the American Navy.
What's yours?
Was mine originally, yeah.
How many hands did that go through before you got the chance?
Well, it was one hand. It was built originally and used. They went to one person, a G3 somewhere, who worked for RCA in London.
Yeah.
Went to 6QB.
Yeah.
6QB to me. From me to Jack Sargent, G3 CMN, and from CMN to John. So it's been around. And it's got a fault, actually. Another AR88.
It's the operating position, 3HRI, and his famous key.
Most unusual key, isn't it?
Well, no, it's got 3 keys, but this, which is...
That's Eddystone
Is that a bug key?
Bug key, not a very good one. Eddystone, they tried to copy the Americans, and a homemade side swiper.
Is that what they call it, the side swiper?
That's right. It's an ordinary key mounted side swiper.
Of course, they didn't have to move far when it's operating here because you've got all these remote control things. And here as well, you see, you've got all these remote control buttons where you could fire different things up from without having to go
Huge
too
switches
far.
everywhere, of course. These great ironclad switches and boxes, and the most fantastic aerial system here.
Yeah.
There's a belling, there's a rotary switch with belling outlets. I don't know how many there are there.
A
dozen at least.
Yeah, at least that.
And a board.
Power output socket there, yeah.
Power output, two pin plugs and what have you. A VHF relay.
This is one they used to use on 160 on Sunday.
Is that the one, is it?
The very slow, he's always in trouble with it, it's humming and things like that, do you remember?
You know what that is? FL8 audio filter.
Really?
Yeah. CW filter.
No.
Non-active.
Look at some of the sets they used to cut up, the big Navy one underneath.
Yeah, the size of these things, you see, they were built to standard direct hit from a 3-inch shell.
Well, that's right. Look at the thickness of the front panel on there. What, it's over ½ inch thick.
½ inch thick, yeah.
So,
and inside, you know, there's nothing inside, about 3 valves.
that's right.
That's amazing.
I think you could change the valves from the little flaps on the front here, couldn't you? If you turn those. And
we've got some things we don't know what they are. There's a thing in the corner out of sight, which seems to be a direction finding with a compass on it, heading compass. There's an enormous naval receiver. Again, probably Marconi, but...
what band's that cover, John?
Oh gosh.
On the way change switch.
24 megs anyway. 25. They got to 30 megs.
30 megs. I think you've got a set there about that big at the Sony one. Another AR-88. There's 3 AR-88s. There's the one in constantly you're down there. There's another junk one over there.
The junk one there. Of course you've got rack-built transmitters.
Well, that's the transmitter, that one here. His original 20-metre AM originally, wasn't it? But he converted it to sideband, and that's the one that he almost got killed.
He had a poke off the HT.
A few thousand volts and a few hundred milliamps, and he was actually paralysed for about 6 months.
I didn't know
wasn't
it was as bad as
Yeah,
that.
paralysed for 6 months. He was in hospital for at least 2 months.
It didn't put him off, did it?
No, absolutely paralysed down one side it was when he got inside that one there.
This rig was the late G3HRI, I believe. I think it looked like his gear. Home-built gear.
Doesn't look as if it's ever been put into service again.
No,
It's come from 5RI, just sat there, doesn't it?
Just sat there, never been used.
Yeah.
There's an enormous PA there with a roller coasters big enough to sit on, and a huge capacitor. I think sort of a 3 kilowatt potential.
But of course you've got all that, well that's all part of 5RO stuff,
Yeah,
I think,
that's
there.
power supplies, high power modulators,
Mm.
T1040s and things like that.
SCR 522 receiver, a 624A rather, they used to go with a 522 transmitter. You remember the Bendix in Collins again.
TCS13. And a lot of test gear.
Well, not only the test gear, but look at all the stuff in the cupboards there as well.
Eddie Stone says 640.
Yeah.
Your receiver. And various ABOs.
Yeah, there's a very, very ancient signal generator on the top. See the plug-in coils on the side of the rack
I
there?
see. Oh.
They're the plug-in coils for it.
I haven't seen that one before.
Very, very
I don't know
ancient.
what make that is.
It's got the full set of coils with it as well.
Sangamo Western.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
So, this is one of the original aerials which we used to use on 77s back in about 1952, 53 when they were all trying to get with Super Gen receivers. Do you remember?
I remember, yes.
All built out of copper, aluminium boom there, copper rods. Probably was 5ROs, but they were quite popular because I used to make these aerials, get a little self-excited oscillator and light a torch bulb up on a loop in front of it. Do you remember? A dipole rather.
Of course, there's aerial network up there.
Yeah.
You had all my feeders coming in and a system of switching and aerial current meters, so we could use it as feeders strapped or one half or as a proper, they call it 5RV these days, it's just a centre fed.
That's the window over there, John, where he used to slide that up and get out on top of this part here, walk up the roof, up to the chimney, where he could adjust the beams. And when he's fitted his aerial, so I know Frank said he saw him actually going out there, and 3 MI wire, Bob Page as well, called him out there one day.
Just the thought. Just the thought. Of course the floor, it wasn't something we've missed here. We've missed this one. Lafayette HA 230.
Certainly collected the old type of receivers, didn't it? Not old type, that's not all that has valve, wasn't it, that one?
12, yeah. General coverage, RX.
I think we'll find all these cupboards are actually packed full of stuff.
I'm sure.
Slide one way back.
Yeah, they are. What they are, we don't know. All kinds of odds and ends. Things of wire, reels of wire, all sorts of things.
And there's all test equipment down in that one down there.
The weight of this lot, it's amazing the floorboards don't start collapsing.
It is, isn't it?
The weight, total weight of this lot in here.
That aerial changeover system is there.
You've missed the ATU, of course, haven't you?
Oh, is that the ATU?
Yes, there's a big ATU up there.
Yeah. Oh, yes, so there is. Yes.
With very nice variable capacitors. Again, one casts greedy eyes on such things these days. They're very skillful.
Yeah.
That's an unusual place, even for, to get at it. How does one tune up?
Well, he would have just stood here and put his hand up there and tuned it, or stood on the chair and tuned it, I suppose, wouldn't he?
Yeah. And we noticed the Braille, the Avol 7 had special Braille...
Braille scale.
Braille scale.
Yeah, that's right.
Right there.
There's another Avo 7 over there, similarly fitted, and the Class D wave meter with being adapted to Braille as well down there. That's amazing, isn't it? Another one up here, John, with Braille dial on it.
Yes. Class D wave meters and various odd boxes with speakers in. What are they for? We don't know, do we? They're just odd boxes, really. All kinds of mysterious things. Yes. And kind of Aladdin's cave of
course, not only that,
Early-
of course,
early
he's got all his
surplus
spare
gear.
bits over here as well, John.
Oh, he's got drawers and drawers.
Drawers, nuts and bolts and...
See, he had 50s. That's going back, that's wartime radar.
Used in the old IF strip. Do you remember when they first
That's
started
right.
building
They
the
were originally
TVs?
designed for radar, airborne radar.
That's right.
And they had a nasty fault. Some had to be called jitter. You tap them, the whole cathode ray tube trace would wobble all over the place. Used to sit changing valves to get find one that didn't jitter. Yeah. That's a good ending, isn't it?
Try it again, Sam.
Try it again, Sam, yeah.
Oh well.
That was it. That was a very good demonstration.
Stand by, John.
Excellent. Good quality.
Yeah.
I've heard worse from modern days.
They're all singing.
Dozens.
You see the crystal set stuff?
There's stacks of them over there.
There's a cat crystal there.
Well, one of the very first portable valve receivers. That holds the grain. Really superb thing in a Bakelite box.
Yeah. Another one there, that's obviously a home brewed one. Made in a, what's that? Carried in a cigar box.
Cigar box.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Tom, very well. We've just got that up and recorded.
Yeah, you've seen something you may never see for a long time. Never see again. Genuine dry HT batteries. Listen radio.
Got the whole range there, John. He's got the grid bias batteries over on the far
9
side
volts,
there.
are they?
The Vidor one, yes. That's 6 and 3 each, it says on the side. Oh, that's the big battery rather, the HT battery. You've also got the 2 volt accumulators There's the grid bias battery, the famous grid bias battery over there.
Yes, they're bias batteries.
With all the terminals along there.
Tappings in.
Yes.
Every 1.5 volt.
1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, 7.5 and 9 volt. That's the Nissan one. Do you remember that one, John?
Yeah, yeah. But the HD batteries, they're just, you couldn't get one, you know, if you said I'll give you £100 for one of these, you wouldn't be able to find one anyway.
No.
They don't exist.
No, it's got the whole range here of them. And also the eliminators behind it. See the eliminators?
Into.
Yeah.
But there's some remarkable stuff down this side.
Well, over this side over here, of course, you've got all his museum stuff, the components.
Components.
Yeah.
Genuine components, 1920s.
All the intervalve transformers, chokes.
Capacitors.
Yeah.
And here, of course, there are absolutely drawers full of valves. You see?
Gosh.
All the drawers are full of valves. John used them to get all his sets in working order.
Let's have a look in the top one there.
All in working order. Older valves.
Yeah.
In original boxes, some of them. PM14. So,
I know that if you were short of a valve, John was a chap to ask.
he knew about
I take it the bottom drawer is full of valves.
full of valves, yeah, I had them open.
What are these, John, in these boxes?
Oh, these are not radio gear at all. In fact, they're just little boxes and things.
Oh, yeah.
Not radio gear at all.
Oh, that's right. I used to collect these boxes, I remember.
That's a gramophone.
Yeah.
A very early carbon mic with a little
Yeah.
bulb to tell you when you're switched on. That's unusual.
Yeah. They used to have a few volts to energise it, didn't it?
Yeah.
So it obviously used the same volts to energise and mightn't like the bulb there.
If you've been a radio amateur in the late 30s, so 36, 7, 8, this was the receiver, the RME 69. Main dial and band spread dial, communications receiver. The pre-selector, which is an RF amplifier, and also another one here, to go match with it.
Yeah.
And a classic, the AR-77, which was the receiver before the 88, and some people say it's better than the 88, but that's the generally AR-77.
That's another naval receiver underneath there, isn't it? That one there.
Yes, a naval, I don't know what it is exactly, it's another huge, heavy device.
See over in the far corner, John, you've got one of the original 9-inch TVs down there, on the bottom there.
There, yes, right, that's a very, very ancient TV receiver. Very 1940, a bit later, maybe 47, 48.
Yeah.
This receiver is a classic. It's the General Electric American Super Het with a frame, complete with frame aerial. You had to have a frame aerial because it radiated otherwise. And John knew the lady who bought this from new and had it right until she stopped using it. And it's a wonderful piece of gear. The only other one I've ever seen is in the Science Museum in the radio section.
What's in the drawers? Have you got stored in the drawers?
I don't know. I don't know. Gosh, modern valve, small valves, B7Gs, B9As, and valves again, 807s, you want some 807s? We've got plenty here. All kinds of valves, 807s a lot. Valves again.
You could say collective valves, John.
You certainly got. See, you won't find many of these.
No, that's
That is a beaut. It's a wartime CV. It's a CV number.
Is it really?
So it must be a very special type.
That's
I've never seen one like that before.
No.
American. It's in origin. Be careful closing the drawer, otherwise you trap the valve. There we are. This side, you know, is terrific because it's a history of radio receivers. Brandy's, there's a nice one. The Brandy's receiver.
That one up there, you see the one with the little strap on it? I think it's one of the first of the all-dry portables.
Yes.
No, the one to the right. That one there. I remember having one of those myself.
Marconi.
Pretty sure that's what it is. Using the first of the IT4s and all those, with the clips on the right-hand side. There's buttons there and there. There we are. That was one of the first used.
Really?
Yeah.
Not transistorised?
No.
Valve?
Oh, no, valve.
Valve.
Yeah.
Marconi phone?
That's right, using the IT4 1S4 and all that range.
Yeah, 1.4 volt.
That's right, and they used to use a 67.5 volt back
That
then
is
as well.
another museum piece then, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. This is another portable, of course, using the larger dry batteries.
Yes, that's
there
right.
we are. Another Marconi.
Yeah.
Heavier job altogether,
That's
using
right.
more standard size valves. All had aerial frame aerials on the lids.
That's right.
But that's a lovely job, that's a lovely old job.
Do you know what that is above it, John? That grey one? Isn't that one of the spy receivers? That
This is, yeah,
clandestine?
PCS, isn't it?
Yes, I think that's one of the original spy
Yes.
things.
The MCR
One.
1. Yes, they were used as far as it used by the Dutch resistance,
That's
I believe.
right.
Super het receiver.
Mm.
All in there. BF4 and everything else.
He's got all the other parts as coils,
coils,
coil packs
coils,
on the
coils,
side there.
yes. This is a very early receiver. Commercially built, not a hollow.
If you're tied in there, you'll probably find that you might be tied in there because some of these sets are wired up to work.
Yeah. No, I think it's just the knob sticking
Is
out,
it?
but very difficult to
Oh,
get.
yeah.
Turn it round.
Oh, yeah. That's an inch one, isn't it?
Polar twin.
Mm.
Polar made capacitors.
HL2 valves.
Yeah.
No, so
British licensed under various British patents.
mm.
And a spare valve holder there. Again, a very antique piece of history. This is a lovely receiver.
That's a communication receiver again, I think, isn't it? Isn't it the GEC one?
I'm not
It's
sure.
got-
It's a beautiful job
Yes.
with three slow motion dials.
I think
A
that's
very
right,
nice
yes.
receiver. Oh, various other portables. That's the wartime set, isn't it?
The utility one.
Utility set.
That's right, yes.
This is the starting of the post-war period. And the pre-war three-wave bands. And these are beautiful 1930s designs.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That one in particular.
Most of these radios work, you know, John.
Oh yes, John
Yeah.
once told me that he worked on them and got them all
Yes.
to go. This is one of the very early
Yes, it is, isn't it?
designs. Most unusual.
They're all crystal sets up there, I believe, aren't they?
No, they've got some of them. They aren't all various bits and pieces.
Are they?
What's up there, I don't know. There's something nice up there, I'm
Yes.
sure.
What, John, what's this then?
Well, it's an early form of... It's not a toy, it's a medical device. Therapeutic, using electricity. And you turn a handle, it's like the old telephone.
Oh, this thing. Here, it's the handle then. And that
Fits
on
inside there,
Yeah.
and you hold it. I can't do it, but you hold these,
Go on, you hold it and I'll tell you.
and you get a few thousand volts, a very low current. Electric machine. And that'd be, I should think, turn of the century.
Yeah. There may be horseshoe
Quite
magnet there, look.
remarkable. It's a magnet, yeah. It's an AC thing, isn't it? AC
Yeah.
generator.
Pardon?
Complete museum piece again.
It is, isn't it?
And there are all kinds of other mysterious boxes which contain probably crystal sets. I don't know really what they are. The what Marconi for poster.
Go.
Only £11.17 and 6, and look at the way they produce that. Is advertising Marconi for 4-volt battery receiver, moving coils, speaker, and all the rest. All it's super. I think the poster's worth as much as some modern receivers.
That's right, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, John, we've had a good look round 3HRI's shack and all the things that he collected over the years, and of course he's going to be sadly missed, as you know, and seems a great shame that all this has to go.
Well, I pity it's going to be broken up because he took a pride in this gear and getting it going. We've seen
That's
drawers
right.
full of valves,
Yeah.
which are, it's all in working order, I
Yeah,
understand,
well, all these sets here
All in
apparently
working-
work here, yes.
which is
Yeah.
they're in very good condition too. It really is a treasure house, this little room.
It is, isn't it? Yes.
And
Yeah.
to hear this thing going,
Yes, that was absolutely marvellous to get that
the
going,
high
wasn't
five
it?
its day, it really
Yeah.
was. It is
It
marvellous.
was a
And that
genuine
enormous
instant.
collection of rare cylinders, and they must be
Yeah,
rare.
they are.
They must
Mm.
be. Well, it's been a super evening. Looking
really
at
has,
It's been a
hasn't it?
privilege.
Yes, it has.
Privilege to look at
Yeah.
this.
And I'm sure John would appreciate what we've done to show other people what he'd actually collected.
Where else
over
would
the
you go
years.
outside a museum with
Couldn't
so
you?
much of this stuff together?
That's right. At least we hope you've enjoyed our little tour around G3HRI's shack. We've enjoyed it, haven't we, John?
Yes, yes, very much.
And,
Very much so. It's only a pity John wasn't here himself to point
That's
out
right.
things and tell us more about them.
Yeah. Well, we did try to arrange it but he just didn't get well enough, I'm
No,
afraid.
no,
And that was the end, I'm afraid. So
No.
there we are. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yes.
Thank you.